Okay, a fascinating article here that the team brought me. The title is Organizational Ghost. This particular article, I'm going to pull some stuff from. It's called Organizational Ghosts Continue to Haunt Businesses Long After They're Gone. Now, this is not paranormal activity, so some of you got really excited. You're like, wow, Ken has finally joined the conspiracy nuts. We're going to talk about ghosts. I was watching a movie recently, and I guess there's another installment of Ghostbusters, and just for the record, I have no interest in watching it. It looks dreadful. There's only one Ghostbusters, and I think there's been a lot of successful sequels. I don't think that Ghostbusters ever needed a sequel. I think one and done was probably great. That's my opinion. I digress. What we're talking about is, and this is an idea from Brigham Young University researchers, the term organizational ghost refers to a very influential leader of the past. Okay? So think Walt Disney, like his name is still on the building. Okay, if you look at Disney's stock price, you look at Disney's CEOs and how that's changed over time, Walt Disney and his values, his vision has very much come into question. Are we maintaining those values? I'm not getting in the middle of that argument. What I'm saying is the spirit, the ghost, if you will, according to BYU researchers, of Walt Disney looms large. Here's another one. How about Steve Jobs? You can't think about Apple. And Tim Cook is, I mean, by all accounts, I think he's done a very good job in replacing Steve Jobs. But you just think about somebody who's that big of a deal. And, I can think of Truett Cathy, the founder of Chick-fil-A. I'm just telling you, this is what they're talking about. A very influential, legendary, let's call it iconic leader in the organization. And the idea is that their persona, their impact was so large that even after they're long gone, whether they're dead or not, that ghost, if you will, is in the hallway. Fascinating idea. Now, hang on with me, because this has got a really personal turn to this. And I'm going to share it with you. This is not just a leadership application. So hang out for a couple minutes. For those of you that aren't in leadership, you're going to go, oh, where are the ghosts in my personal life? We'll get to that in a second. So the guy leading the research is a guy named Jeff Bednar. He's associate professor at the BYU Marriott School of Business. And he goes on to explain in detail, this is a ghost. It comes to us in the form of someone asking themselves if a former leader would be proud of what they're doing, or they might imagine how a former leader would approach a certain task before attempting it themselves. So I think we all get that. Research revealed that organizational ghosts play crucial roles in safeguarding organizations. That's fancy talk for protecting the values or the culture of an organization. Helping them maybe from a risky decision. Hey, would Walt do that? Or how would Walt approach this? Okay. It legitimizes current actions. Maybe a new leader will say, I'm doing this because so-and-so did it. Or it could diminish the influence of new leaders. In other words, that nice Casper the Friendly Ghost might turn into an evil ghost if it begins to haunt in a negative way a new leader, in that the way Walt did it back then worked, but would Walt even understand the current environment? And you can see here how that could go negative pretty quickly. In one way, it could protect the values and the culture of the organization and be an inspiring memory, or it could be a haunting memory that keeps a person completely, or keeps an organization completely bound by the past. It's pretty fascinating. Bednar goes on to talk about his personal experience with this idea when he was an intern at Walmart in 2005. Now, for those of you who don't know about the legendary Sam Walton, but Sam Walton is the Walt Disney of Walmart. Okay, we're talking about one of the most successful companies in the world, certainly in the U.S., and Sam Walton is revered. I've met people that worked at Walmart. They talk about Sam Walton, like I talk about Michael Jordan. All right, it's just Walton is great. He's a legend. And so this is his experience. He said, this is in 2005, folks. So it's not that long ago. And a long time since Sam Walton was involved. People in meetings were always talking about how they should try to do things the way Sam would have done it. It fascinated me, he said, the impact and influence a leader could have on an organization even after they're gone. And from a leadership point of view, if you are a leader and you come outside in, let's just describe this, you come outside in and you know a little bit, maybe you know a lot, but you're a new leader and there's this legendary leader, could be still on the premises or gone, but has a absolute huge impact on the organization. And you come in, you need to be aware of this and sensitive to this so that you don't step on some landmines. Now, some of this could be very, very good, but some of it could be, you could be seeing that they are literally stuck in their ways, and it makes no sense because this is the way they've always done it. And here I am, a new leader, a new perspective. I've got to honor the past, but I've got to help navigate the future. And that means we got to make some different kind of decisions in the present. Here's the deal. Be aware of the ghosts. I think just aware that the ghosts are there gives you a lot of emotional intelligence to try to navigate that. Now, let's flip this. This phenomenon is not just confined to big business or academics. Everyone should be aware of ghosts in their lives and the way they continue to shape their thoughts, emotion, and behaviors. So here's the question they pose in this article, and I'm going to just transfer it to the audience. And I'm going to do it through, I asked myself. Here's the question. Which ghosts are most influential in your life? Now, I want you to think about people in the past. Now, again, doesn't mean they have to be dead, but maybe a parent who had a huge influence on your life, and now you're in your 30s, and you're trying to navigate this. Wait a second. I'm now actually in my 30s. I'm married. I got my own home. I live life this way. We're raising our kids this way, and I feel like I got a ghost in the way that my parents raised me. Come on. That's real. Could be in a dead grandparent, a dead parent, that maybe your relationship wasn't healthy. And maybe on earth, when they were here with you, you never quite felt like you got their approval. And now they're gone. Is their ghost haunting you? Maybe it's a spouse, a loved one that you lost, and you feel like they're looking down on you every day, and you're constantly going, am I doing what they would want me to do? That's an example of a ghost that is affecting the way you think and feel and act. That's real. Hey, listen, how about a ghost in the form of a kid right now? Maybe they just went off to college. You know, I mean, what does that ghost look like? Who is that person that is or was so influential in your life that the memory or the values or the experiences that you shared with them continue to shape your actions? I'm telling you something, this is really powerful stuff. And many times it's negative. Sometimes it's positive, but I think more than not, it's negative. And I think we need to all do a little ghost busting in our own life. A little ghost busting to realize that it's our life, our decisions. Yes, there was positive. Yes, there was negative influence. But it's time to get out there and bust the ghosts and live the life that you're supposed to live to the best of your ability right now.